Hey, this is Jackson Wang, and you're listening to ARDAN Flight Top 40 Countdown.
ARDAN Radio.
Ladies and gentlemen, the next flight destination will be the number one track this week. To all the passengers, we ensure you to have a safe, fun flight. And we welcome you to ARDAN Flight 40.
Flight 40. Go! The top 40 songs curated for you. We're gonna be playing you only the coolest and loveliest tracks. Every Sunday, flying from 11 to 3 p.m. With your pilot for today, Zahwa, only on
ARDAN Flight 40.
Flight 40. ARDAN Radio. ARDAN still alive.
Where the hell is my husband? What is taking him so long to find me? Oh, baby.
Show you how we beat it up. Show you how we beat it up. Show you how we beat it up.
Persib Day in San Muda today, and I don't know if we could brought home a 3 or a cutie.
105.9, stay cool and lovely. ARDAN Radio.
Honestly, it's kind of a gloomy day today. I mean, I woke up and it is kind of raining. Not too heavily. Thank God. Because I will be dead by the time I arrive at Chipagani 159 because it is so cold here. But hopefully, we could warm you up with some cool and lovely songs on ARDAN Flight 40 chart until 3 p.m. And I'll be flying you today. You're listening to 105.9 FM ARDAN Radio. ARDAN still alive and happy weekend in San Muda. How are you guys feeling today? I hope you are feeling well. I hope you are feeling really nice for today because finally we're back. Because talking about ARDAN Flight 40, of course, it's been delayed last week because we have ARDAN Samlaberan, which is a special program for like all day requests. And we have given you many presents before and, you know, giveaways and all of that stuff. But finally, we are back with another flight for today in San Muda. And before we go ahead and, you know, say hi to this week's flight on ARDAN Flight 40 number 769, I am going to apologize to you guys first because, as you guys can hear, I am honestly experiencing some major coughing and flu syndrome. Like, I don't know, it's been over a week, guys, since I've had this so-called disease. I feel really not good about flying today because like my voice is I sound like this and it is so not cool, honestly. And in Indonesia, there's some like, I don't know if it's a saying. I could say if it's a saying. It's some kind of a saying that like when you are experiencing like coughing and, you know, flu, all that stuff, your nose gets stuffed up, right? And your voice kind of sounds a little bit ringy. And in Indonesia, we call it bapil or batuk pilek, which translates to cough and flu. And There's a saying called cepil, which translates to cewek pilek, which means like a girl that is having the cough and the flu, so therefore she has this type of sound. So I'm being that girl right now. You guys can call me Awa Cepil from now on. But hopefully you guys still enjoy your flight, because we are going to be flying around to the number 1 track this week only on ARDAN Flight 40. And of course, without further ado, we are going to start with the songs that are out of the chart this week on ARDAN Flight 40 in San Muda. So sad, but we have to say goodbye to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Wait, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, we're gonna say goodbye to 8 songs this week on ARDAN Flight 40. Really sad to see them go. But first of all, we're gonna say goodbye to Sia with Fist Fighting a Sandstorm. This song has been on the chart for 6 weeks in a row. And honestly, talking about the song itself, I really love the way Sia is, describing the feeling of getting shut down and all of that stuff. Initially, really love this song, but sadly we have to say goodbye. And coming up next, we also have Melanie Martinez with Possession. This song has been on the chart also for 4 weeks in a row, and it's previously sat on the 4th position last edition on ARDAN Flight 40. And coming up next on number 3, we have our, and mostly my, favorite song these days. We have Prep and Sunset Roller Coaster with Do What You Gotta. This song has been on the chart for also 6 weeks in a row. And talking about this song is totally a vibe. If you're driving around town, or you're just like, trying to find a song to chill you out, this is the perfect song for you in San Muda. So here you go, the 3 songs that are out of the chart this week, only on ARDAN Flight 40.
Out of chart this one.
You're listening to 105.9 FM ARDAN Radio, ARDAN Still Alive. And of course, you're still flying with me, your pilot for today. This is Awa speaking, and you're still listening to ARDAN Flight 40. And talking about this song itself, this is one of the songs that are out of the chart this week on ARDAN Flight 40, which we have Prep and also Sunset Roller Coaster with Do What You Gotta. And honestly, I think I had to do what I gotta do. I don't know, I think I need to take a medication or something, because my producer said that I sound like a boy. Because, I have these... Okay, in Indonesia, we call it suara gantang, which actually translates to like handsome voice, where you guys could, there's typical boy that sounds a little bit husky and raspy on the outside. And I feel like I'm one of them right now, which is totally weird considering I'm on airing right now. Hopefully that doesn't distract too much of your attention from today's chart, because we are still flying on ARDAN Flight 40 on the 769th flight edition. And that is 3 songs that we have played for you in San Muda on Out of the Chart this week on ARDAN Flight 40. And we are going to continue our flight with another song that are out of the chart this week on ARDAN Flight 40. So sad. But we have to say goodbye to 108 with Tokyo Drift. And this song is called Tokyo Drift because they sample the original Tokyo Drift from Fast and Furious, Teriyaki Boys, and they sample it, and they made such a great masterpiece with it. And this K-pop group, I think it's gonna be a big hit, maybe 2, 3... Yeah, maybe 1 or 2 years from now on, because they are totally amazing. And somebody you guys should check 108 out. That song has been on the chart for 6 weeks in a row in San Muda, same as the next song that are out of the chart this week on ARDAN Flight 40. We also have Alan Walker and also Sarana with Void. And coming up next, as our 6th track that are out of the chart this week on ARDAN Flight 40, we also have Miles Smith collaborating with Niall Horan, Drive Safe. And of course, I would really want to let you know, and just to remind you, if you are driving your car today, please do drive safe, because a lot of people is waiting for you at home. All right?
Out of chart this week on ARDAN Flight 40.
Life is a rush, don't know what's along the way. So drive safe.
You're listening to 105.9 FM Arden Radio, Arden Still Alive. That was Drive Safe by Miles Smith featuring Niall Horan and Samuda, and this song is one of the 8 songs that are out of the chart this week on Arden Flight 40. And I really wish you really drive safe in Samuda, because honestly, Bandung these days have been raining quite heavily if it rains. And there's a bunch of trees and branches falling down, and I just wanted to let you know and to remind you to always be safe and drive safe as well. But I ensure you to have a safe and fun flight today on Arden Flight 40, because we are going to be flying around to the number 1 track this week on Arden Flight 40 until 3 p.m. And of course, you're still listening to me, your pilot speaking for today. This is Zahwa, and I'm also live on www.ardenradio.com, which is the official website for Arden Radio. So you can actually see me live because we have Arden visual stream. So yeah, you guys could definitely check it out. But for now, I'm going to check out the last 2 songs that are unfortunately have to be out of the chart this week on Arden Flight 40 on the 769th edition. So sad. But the last 2 songs that are out of the chart this week on Arden Flight 40, we have Nick Jonas with Sweet to Me. This 4-minute song is actually really sweet, and some of that, of course, talking about Nick Jonas himself. Who doesn't love him? Seriously. And last but not least, we also have Joji with Hotel California, which this song has been on Arden Flight 40 chart for 5 weeks in a row. How crazy is that? So here you go, Samuda. I'm going to be playing you 2 cool and lovely songs that are out of the chart this week on Arden Flight 40. And of course, to accompanying you for today's flight, only on Arden Flight 40. Let's go.
Out of chart this week on Ardan Flight 40.
You're still listening to Arden Flight 40, only on your coolest and loveliest station. It's 105.9 FM Arden Radio, Arden Still Alive. And that, in Samuda, is our last track that are out of the chart this week on Arden Flight 40. So it is finally time for us to meet the tracks that are on the chart this week on Arden Flight 40. Huzzah! We're gonna start with the newest entry this week on Arden Flight 40, which is the songs, approximately maybe 8, 9 to 10 songs that are new to the chart this week on Arden Flight 40, which we call them the newest entry this week on Arden Flight 40. And to start up today's Arden Flight 40, we're going to start with the number 40 this week, which we have our newest entry from Freya Ridings with I Have Always Loved You. 3 years after the release of her album Blood Orange in 2023, Freya Ridings has finally announced her latest studio project. The British singer is set to release her 3rd album, Mother of Pearl, on May 29th, 2026 via BMG Rights Management. And the album will feature 11 tracks and was produced in collaboration with a lineup of producers including Toby Gad, Sam De Jong, and Jennifer DeClevio, marking a new chapter that is both more emotional and powerful in Freya Ridings' musical journey. Curious on what it is? Here we go!
New entry this week. Number 40.
When I saw you fall through it all, I have always loved you. Through it all, I have always loved.
I Have Always Loved You by Freya Ridings Samuda as our newest entry this week on Arden Flight 40, and I feel the grieving of this song. Actually, it feels so sickening to the stomach where you could actually feel so sad. What a nice song by Freya Ridings in Samuda, and congratulations on your new release as well. And you're back on Arden Flight 40 in Samuda with your pilot speaking for today. This is Zahwa, and we are going to fly to our next destination, which we have the number 39 this week, only on Arden Flight 40. And this is another newest entry, of course, which came from Shaggy and Robin Thicke with Looking Lovely. Ooh. And calling about And talking about calling and looking lovely itself, I feel like everybody has been looking their most loveliest these days. I mean, Ardan's announcers and Ardan staff, my friends here at, of course, our lovely Chipaganti, is, their fashion has been quite extremely good these past few days. Not saying that they're not good for the past few weeks, but like, they're looking lovely. And of course, you are looking lovely as well today. Congratulations on the release of Looking Lovely, because the music video has already been viewed 1.1 million times and has debuted on the US Reggae iTunes chart, hitting the number 1 and marking a successful start to Shaggy's upcoming 2026 album, Lottery. Ooh. And Looking Lovely is actually a track that is described as having like an infectious kind of a feel-good energy and a grown folks R&B/reggae aesthetic. So if you are looking for those types of songs, this song is for you. And the song is actually the lead single from Shaggy's 18th studio album, Lottery, and is set to release on May 15th, 2026. His first full-length project in 6 years. I could say, what a comeback from him.
New entry this week.
Give the girl
CD, baby. Forever.
You're listening to 105.9 FM Arden Radio, Arden Still Alive. That was Club Song by the Pussycat Dolls. And I could tell you, as a dollars myself, dollars, how do you say it? I've been listening to them for quite a while, and I could say their character has never faded out. What a great song from the Pussycat Dolls. And if you like those kinds of songs, go ahead kindly and put it on your playlist in Samuda, because you're still listening to Arden Flight 40 with your pilot speaking for today. This is Zahwa, and I am going to be flying you through the chart on Arden Flight 40, which is an international chart song, thus the full English. I don't usually, speak like this. I'm a total Kawabando. But nevertheless, we're going to continue ahead to our next destination, which we are still exploring our newest entry this week on Arden Flight 40, because at number 37, we're going to meet with Jack Johnson and Hermanos Gutierrez with Drink the Water. And Jack Johnson has announced Surf Film Music. It is kind of like a new documentary chronicling his evolution from surfer to filmmaker to musician. And the film made its world premiere at SXSW ahead of a special concert at Stubbs in Austin, Texas, where Johnson and his band performed alongside Hermanos Gutierrez. And actually, that's really amazing. And Surf Film Music actually traces how Johnson's early years making surf films with close friends laid the foundation for kind of a much broader creative life, capturing moments in and out of the water that later emerged in his songwriting. So I think this is gonna be like kind of a surf boy anthem. And talking about surfing, I once had dreamt to become a professional surfer because I really loved going to the beach. But nowadays, I don't want to go there because I don't want to be tanned.
New entry this week.
Number 37.
It's just time to swim. Oh, sure.
It's 105.9 FM Arden Radio, Arden Still Alive in Samuda. That was Drink the Water by Jack Johnson featuring Hermanos Gutierrez. And this is kind of a perfect song, I could say, if you're like chilling on a beach and, having that main character energy because you guys just successfully surf your first wave. What a dream, actually. I really don't know why I didn't continue the dream to become a professional surfer. Maybe because I don't live in like the beach side. I'm more of a city girl myself right now. And if I could go back, I think I would change a thing or two of that surfing moment material. But enough about me and Samuda. That is the newest entry this week on Arden Flight 40, sitting on number 37. But which we have upcoming next. which is also a newest entry this week. On number 36, we have Alan Walker featuring Emerson Flora with Monster. And Alan Walker continues the series of releases leading up to his new album with the release of his latest single, Monster, on March 13th, 2026. And for this track, the Norwegian DJ and producer teamed up with Los Angeles-based singer Emerson Flora, marking their first collaboration. Ooh, what a dream it is to collab with Alan Walker, honestly. Who wouldn't love it? And Monster is actually the 9th single from Alan Walker's 6th studio album, World of Walker, Season 1, Rise of the Drones. And it is scheduled for release on March 27th, 2026. And we all know what comes after a good album. Of course, a good world tour. So we're counting on you, Alan.
New entry this week.
Number 36.
You're listening to 105.9 FM Arden Radio. Arden Still Alive. That was Monster by Alan Walker featuring Emerson Flora and Samuda as our newest entry this week on Arden Flight 40, sitting on number 36. And of course, we're gonna go ahead to our next destination, which is number 35. Another new entry this week on Arden Flight 40. We have Holly Humberstone with Cruel World. And actually, it is a cruel world if you don't love Alan Walker, because no, you are cruel itself, because who doesn't love him? And talking about Holly Humberstone, Cruel World, the album Cruel World by Holly Humberstone will feature 12 tracks in Sanmuda, produced by Rob Milton and Jonas Summerfield. And Holly says that she learned a lot about herself during the album's production, which she worked on with her closest friends and family over the past year. And she feels incredibly lucky to have poured so much love into this project and can't wait to share it with the world. And of course, me, myself personally, I can't wait for the release of Holly's new album. And talking about pouring love and musicians themselves, I always find it fascinating of how people are so passionate into their work. And I'm just curious on how those musicians actually work, because it is actually a creative industry, right? You can't just make a song like that. It needs a lot of process, a lot of work, a lot of, energy of the people surrounding you and all of that stuff. And it is really interesting that I find it interesting. But anyways, here you go in Samuda, the songs that are the newest entry this week, only on Ardan Flight 40.
Just what we all need.
It's 105.9 FM Arden Radio, Arden Still Alive. Love, Love, Love by Steven Sanchez in Samuda. Honestly, this song is so good. I feel like I'm in the clouds, And maybe there are certain types of situations where you feel like you really love something, like you would really love to have something. One of the things that I would really love is I would love, love, love if I got a BTS ticket this year, because holy, I am having the biggest fear of missing out, because they are going to be live in Goyang for just a few days. It's really getting real, and I would love it if I got a ticket. But before that, honestly, I need a ton of money. I think I would need to start, some type of a business and all of that stuff right here, because it's really expensive. The tickets are crazily expensive. But I don't know. I don't want to be those type of business owners that are really ahead of their work so that they don't have time for their families and all of that stuff. Scheduling deliveries or checking stocks and all of that. And I think if you guys are those types of businessmen as well, and if we call it in Indonesia, pelaku UMKM. And kalau misalnya kamu tuh pelaku UMKM nih insan muda, pasti relate banget sama yang namanya realita harian UMKM. Pagi produksi, siang packing, sore langsung kirim, malamnya datang lagi stok baru. Dan kirimannya gak cuma 1-2 dus lagi, tapi sampai ratusan dus. Nah makanya kamu harus pintar-pintar pilih jasa kirim dan layanannya. Harus pilih yang aman, terpercaya, dan pastinya hemat biar nggak bikin boncos. Dan untungnya JNE punya 2 solusi buat kiriman gede, yaitu JTR dan FTL. Beda kebutuhan ya beda solusi insan muda, tapi sama-sama jadi andalan. Kalau kamu pelaku UMKM yang pengen kirim barang banyak, dimensi besar, atau kiriman berat dengan tarif yang lebih terjangkau, kamu bisa pilih JTR JNE Tracking. Kapasitasnya sampai 10 ton dengan skema share load. Ini pas banget nih buat restock toko atau kiriman rutin ke tempat tujuan kamu. Tapi kalau kamu lagi pegang order besar, proyek, atau kejar deadline ketat, saatnya kamu untuk pakai FTL atau Full Truck Load Insan Muda. Satu truk full khusus buat kamu. Nggak digabung, nggak transit, kapasitas juga bisa sampai 30 ton. Dan jadwalnya fleksibel sesuai kebutuhan bisnis kamu. Tinggal pilih deh mana yang cocok buat bisnis kamu. Sama-sama kiriman gede, tapi beda kebutuhan. Jadi, apapun pilihan kamu, JNE siap bantu bisnis kamu bergerak lebih jauh. JNE, connecting happiness. And I am also going to be connecting you with the coolest and loveliest songs that are on the chart this week on ARDAN Flight 40 Insan Muda. Because coming up next, we also have our newest entry this week on ARDAN Flight 40. Sitting on number 32, we have Charlie Puth and Hikaru Utada with Home. Overall, this song defines home as more than just a physical structure. Home, as the true place to return to, is the presence of loved ones that makes every moment more meaningful. And according to Billboard on Tuesday, on March 10th, 2026, this song was written specifically by Charlie Puth for his wife, Brooke Sanson, who is currently pregnant with their first child. The song Home was written for my best friend, wife, and the mother-to-be of our first child. Everything makes sense with her, said the American musician, and I am craving for those type of attention as well. But first of all, I need to find me a husband, so where is my husband?
This week. Number 32.
It's on 5.9 FM, Arden Radio, Arden Still Alive in Samudan. That was Tonto by J Balvin, Ryan Castro, and of course, DJ Snake as our number 28 this week on Arden Flight 40 in Samudan. And talking about Tonto, I feel like I think if I were to be like an adult later and, you know, I'm married and stuff like that, I would love it if my honeymoon is at like, you know, either it's Mexico or Spain. I just want to dance to a club where they have those types of songs as well. Because it's going to be so fun, you know? Traveling the world, dancing with those types of songs as well. It's such a vibe. And of course, the next tracks that are on the chart this week on Arden Flight 40 is also a bop in San Buda because on number 27, we have Bruno Mars with Nothing Left. And this song, it's totally a yearning song. So if you love it, you're searching for a yearning song, this song is for you. And coming up next on number 26, we have Harry Styles with American Girls, which Harry Styles actually performed on Saturday Night Live just a few days back. And he allegedly, you know, did a lot of stunts and skits. And it was really fun to actually watch his Harry Styles monologue. You guys should definitely check it out. And he mentioned a lot about, you know, his clothing scandals and blah blah baiting, sounds like that. It's really fun. Actually, it's really, really entertaining. You guys should definitely check it out. And last but not least, on number 25, we also have Ava Max with Kill It Queen. Such a bop as well. This song has climbed up 8 positions since last week, making it the 3rd week on the chart on Arden Flight 40 as well in Samudes. So here you go. I'm going to be playing you 3 songs that are cool and lovely to accompany your afternoon only on Arden Flight 40.
Number 27.
In Samuday, you're still listening to Arden Flight 40, only on 105.9 FM, Arden Radio, Arden Still Alive. That was Ava Max with Kill It Queen in Samuda as our number 25 this week on Arden Flight 40. And I could say Kill It Queen because Ava Max did kill it. She's great. and this song is great as well. And of course, you're still listening to ARDAN Flight 40, which is the coolest and loveliest chart that will bring you only the coolest and loveliest tracks as well on today. This is the 769th edition, and we are going to continue our journey to the number 24 this week because we have J-Lo, aka Jennifer Lopez, featuring David Guetta with Save Me Tonight. This song has climbed up 8 positions since last week in San Muda, and this song was actually given like a grand opening performance on the first night of the new run on J-Lo's Vegas residency, the J-Lo Show at the Colosseum. And the track was actually written by J-Lo herself, David Guetta, Ryan Tedder, and others. And the song is actually designed with like a 128 BPM house beat that is compared to her 2011 smash hit On the Floor. And that, I could say, is such a classic. And congratulations as well, because this song is actually first introduced like at the World Pride Music Festival in June 2025 and featured it in her Up All Night Live in 2025 tour, which is so amazing. And honestly, if she came to Indonesia, I would really love to see her perform live because she's great, she's a legend, and On the Floor is such a classic house song that I honestly bop to every time I'm in the car with my parents. So that's that. And coming up next on number 23, we also have another K-pop sensational girl group. Who is it rather than the one and only Blackpink? Because Champion is on the list on the chart in Samuda. And talking about Champion itself, I remember like before its official release, fans who are Blinks who have heard like leaked snippets compared its upbeat motivational tone to like some kind of global sports anthem, like those heard at the World Cup. So it has those type of World Cup energy, Blink said. And lyrically, the song focuses on type of like a resilience type of vibe and the addiction of winning, reflecting the group's bond and their unshakable attitude towards their long-standing career. And it is actually high tempo with 160 BPM as well. But that's that, because on number 22, we are going to slow it down with Fever Dream by Alex Warren, which this song has also climbed up 8 positions since last week with its 3rd week on the chart. And coming up next, and last but not least, on number 21, we also have another hit song from Blackpink called Me and My, sitting on number 21 this week. And honestly, as a Blink myself, I'm really proud of their accomplishments and some whatnot. So yeah, here it is. I'm going to give you guys ahead a listen to the number 24, 23, 22 until 21, only on ARDAN Flight 40.
Number 24.
It's on a 5.9 FM Arden Radio. Arden still alive. That was Me and My by Blackpink in Samuda. A really great hype song for the girls, actually, because like it, just gives you the type of song to dance to with your girls. If you're going out, having a girls' night out, this is like the perfect song for it. And of course, you're still listening to Arden Flight 40 in Samuda with your pilot today. This is Zahwa, and we are going to continue our journey to the number 1 this week only on Arden Flight 40. So on number 21, that is Me and My by Blackpink. So coming up next, we have number 20, which is also our biggest drop this week on Arden Flight 40 in Samuda. Going down 18 positions since last week, we have Somber with Home Wrecker. This song has been on the chart for 6 weeks, and let me tell you something about the song. Quinn Blackwell's appearance on the music video never fails to make me kind of laugh, because I know her character, I know her personality, and seeing that nowadays she has become a Victoria's Secret model, all of that stuff really amazes me in such ways. So congratulations by the way for that. And besides our biggest drop, we also have our most airplay this week on Arden Flight 40. Sitting on number 19, we have Zayn with Die For Me in Samuda as our most power airplay this week as well. And I'm really, really awaiting on, Zayn's decision on maybe his future lover, because he doesn't actually explicitly said that he was looking, but I mean, why would you not be looking? And on number 18, I'm also gonna be playing you one of my favorite songs always these days. Climbing up 10 positions since last week, we have Flower of Love with Casual Lady. A perfect song for you to vibe up with your friends and just, have a little makeup session fun. Those types of songs. So here you go, Insamida. The most power airplay and the biggest drop this week, only on ARDAN Flight 40.
Oh no! Biggest drop on ARDAN Flight 40.
Number 20.
It's 105.9 FM, ARDAN Radio, ARDAN Still Alive. That was Casual Lady by Flower of Love in Samuda as our number 18 this week on ARDAN Flight 40. We're actually closing in on our number 1 this week on ARDAN Flight 40, and I am really curious on who is on the top of the chart on ARDAN Flight 40 this week. But for now, we're gonna go ahead and continue our journey to number 17 because we have Ray with Nightingale Lane, which is a song that has climbed up 10 positions since last week. And talking about Nightingale Lane itself in Sanmuda, I just noticed that this almost 5-minute ballad song is actually a diss to her ex, which is honestly wonderful because I can't really imagine having the thought of making a masterpiece according to my ex, but such a great inspiration though. And this ballad type of diss song is actually what I really love. So if you guys do love this song, please hit me up, tell me about it, and save it on your playlist in some way. And coming up next, on number 16, we also have Espa with Anderson .Paak with Keychain, and this song is the soundtrack of Anderson .Paak's new movie, K-pop, which is surviving a survival show in K-pop. It has so many layers to it, and this song is actually so cute and so funny. So I would give you guys a listen. But before that, I'm going to also introduce you to the number 15 this week because we have Foo Fighters with Your Favorite Toy. This song climbed up only 2 positions since last week, but it is set to the 4th week for this particular song. So here you go, Insamuda, the coolest and loveliest track only on ARDAN Flight 40.
Number 17.
You're listening to 105.9 FM ARDAN Radio, ARDAN Still Alive. That was Keychain by Espa featuring Anderson .Paak in Samuda as our number 16 this week, replacing Foo Fighters' Your Favorite Toy with number 15 in Samuda. And Espa is, they just came to Jakarta yesterday. Yeah, they performed live at Ice Besde at their tour. And honestly, I am kind of having a fear of missing out type of thing because my friends went there and they had so much fun with them. So maybe I could be one of them next year or the next few upcoming years. But as a K-popers, my biggest wish list for this year is of course BTS Arirang World Tour because I'm an ARMY since 2016 and I'm just really wishing that hopefully I could get the tickets for BTS this year. But for now in Samuda, I am totally gonna guarantee you the coolest and loveliest playlist today on ARDAN Flight 40 because on number 14 we have Callum Scott featuring Aich with Unsteady. This song has climbed up 2 positions since last week, making it number 14 this week. Ooh. And coming up next on number 13, we also have a song from Kygo featuring Khaled Griffin with Save My Love. This song has been on the chart for 4 weeks and has climbed up 2 positions since last week. And last but not least, of course, on number 12, we have Bruno Mars with Risk It All. And this song, as the first song on the romantic album, I really wanted to go on his tour and watch it, but considering that I have my biggest wish list, which I really want to go all out on BTS World Tour later this December, but I just there's a lot of concerts going on this year, and I just can't keep up. Can you? I mean, who could? So here you guys, I'm dad, the coolest and loveliest songs on ARDAN Flight 40 chart this week.
Number 14.
It's on a 5.9 FM, ARDAN Radio, ARDAN still alive, and you're still listening to ARDAN Flight 40 in Samada with your pilot for today. This is Zahwa speaking for ARDAN Flight 40, of course, and that was Risk It All by Bruno Mars. And honestly, I don't know why, but I feel like I'm going to risk it all to watch Bruno Mars. Like in 2024, or is it 2025? I don't know when exactly, but I've been there. I've watched him perform live, and it was such an amazing performance from him. And I would actually love it if I could go back and, just relive the moment, because there's been, romantic tours coming up, and I'm really excited for that one, actually. But we won't know what we could possibly get. Hopefully, I could actually watch him perform live, but nevertheless, I would always be his greatest fan, and I would actually risk it all for him. But by the way, in Samida, you're still listening to ARDAN Flight 40 as well, and today I am going to introduce you the greatest gainer this week on ARDAN Flight 40, which we have a song that climbed up 13 positions, Blackpink with Go. And I'm also going to be playing you the top 10 onto the top 10 as well, because we're closing it on number 1 this week. We have 21 Pilots with Drag Path, and of course Mumford & Sons with Gracie Abrams with Badlands. And both of that song actually climbed up 2 positions since last week, and I really can't wait to hear it, because it's been a long time since I've watched and listened to Gracie Abrams herself, and I would really love it if she also came to Jakarta to give a few here and there. So here you go in Samada, the greatest gainer this week, only on ARDAN Flight 40.
The greatest gainer this week,
Number 11.
Flight 40. In Samada, you're still listening to 105.9 FM, ARDAN Radio, ARDAN still alive. That was Badlands by Mumford & Sons, featuring Gracie Abrams as well, and I think their voices really blends well. And talking about Gracie Abrams herself, I really wish that she had gained more recognition than she already got now. I know it sounds so greedy, but I feel like she deserves the best. You get what I mean? And of course, you guys also deserve the best, because we, as in Zahwa, your pilot for today speaking, I'm going to be serving you with the coolest and loveliest tracks this week on ARDAN Flight 40, which we have already stepped into the top 10 on ARDAN Flight 40. How exciting! And we're going to go ahead and find our next destination, because on number 8, we have a song that climbed up 8 positions since ARDAN Flight 40 last week in Samudra. We have Thundercat featuring the late Mac Miller, She Know Too Much. And if you guys love Mac Miller, this song actually describes himself in so many ways, so many forms as well. Because I feel like Mac Miller is the type of person to have this kind of like a groovy, but still has that hip-hop-y kind of thing as a genre. And this is one of my favorite songs as well from Mac Miller, so I really need you guys to check this out. And coming up next on number 7, we also have SZA with Save the Day. And this song is actually the soundtrack for the newest Disney and Pixar's movie Hoppers, Save the Day as well, which I am actually gonna watch, I think, later this evening, because I don't really have anything else to do. I just want to procrastinate because I still have a lot of assignments to do, but yeah, let's see it all next day. And on number 6, we also have Claire Rosenkrantz with City. And it's such a playful, vibey song for you guys to listen to while you drive around with your friends or your besties in your car doing a little carpool. This song is for you. I really do want to carpool myself, but don't really have any friends. So anyone care to join in?
Number 10. Number 8.
You're still listening to 105.9 FM, Arden Radio, Arden Still Alive. That was City by Claire Rosencrantz and Samuda. A really boppy kind of a vibe to a song to, accompany you on this beautiful, sunny, finally, Sunday on the 5th of April 2026. And maybe for those of you who have just arrived at your car and listen and tune into 105.9 FM Arden Radio, welcome aboard on Flight 40. This is your pilot speaking for today, ladies and gentlemen. This is Zahwa, and I am going to continue our journey to the number one track this week on Arden Flight 40 chart. And on the chart, we have officially arrived at the top 5 on Arden Flight 40. Because at number 5, we are going to meet up with Charlie XCX with her latest single, Always Everywhere. This song has climbed up 7 positions since last week, and talking about the song itself, Always Everywhere is some type of like a melodical and kind of a slow to mid beat song, and it is really nice if you were just trying to chill throughout the day after, getting orders from your bosses and having so cold, not so good day. This song could easily ice you up and cool you up. So there we go on number 5. And on number 4, we also gonna up the tension up. We're gonna bring the vibe up with Meghan Trainor with Getting Girl. This song has also climbed up 7 positions since last week, marking its 5th week on the charts. So if you are maybe trying to find a song that is groovy, upbeat, and also kind of a hype song to really bring up your mood, Getting Girl by Meghan Trainor will always be my number 1 recommendation for you in Samuda.
Number 5.
That was Getting Girl by Meghan Trainor in Samuda, and this song is on the number 4 this week on Arden Flight 40. Just a little bit more until she reached the top 3, but hopefully we could see her on the podium next week in Samuda. But for now, I am still gonna be flying you around to the coolest and loveliest chart this week on Arden Flight 40, and we are closing in on our number 1 this week on Arden Flight 40. But before that, we are going to meet the top 3 on Arden Flight 40 first and foremost. Because on number 3, we have a song that climbed up 5 positions since last week. We have Likalai with Lucky Again. And this song has been on the chart for 5 weeks in a row. And I'm really happy that this song is on the podium because this song has been stuck on my mind lately. And I think if you like this song, you are my type of group. And coming up next as our runner-up this week, we also have Iva with Bang Bang. And this song, and talking about this particular group as well, I thought Iva would be one of the lineups on KCON LA, and it is like a convention, like a concert, K-pop concert in LA, and it is known for its Dream Stage, which fans are auditioning for joining their idols on stage as well, and it's called the Dream Stage. So for KCON LA 2026, the lineup is officially released maybe 4 days ago, if I'm not mistaken. So it is gonna be held on the 14th, 15th, and also 16th of August 2026, placing on the LA Convention Center, and you could also check it out on crypto.com arena. And on the lineup, as the daily lineup itself, there's gonna be NCT 127, Treasure, N-Team, One Pack, Zero Base One or ZB1, Islet, Isna, P1 Harmony, Taeyang from NCT, Yeonjun is gonna have a solo stage as well, and 2x2, aka Tomorrow by Together, will also be there on the next day. On the August 16th will also be All Day Project, Alpha Drive 1, Meow, and so many more. And I thought Iva will be one of the lineups as well this year, but probably not. But congratulations, by the way, and I really, really wanted someday that I could be one of the people to actually watch KCON live in LA. Well, hopefully, one day.
Number 3.
Sunday, you're still listening to 105.9 FM, Arden Radio, Arden Still Alive. That was Bang Bang by Ivy in Samuda as our runner-up this week on Arden Flight 40. And now it is time in Samuda. I really can't believe that it's almost 3 hours. It almost 4 hours of me accompanying you and flying you through the chart on Arden Flight 40 this week. And we are closing in on our number one this week on Arden Flight 40. So, without further ado, our number one this week on Arden Flight 40 goes to... Congratulations for Curtis with Mention Me! This one is a favorite of mine because they are going to come to Jakarta as well on, I think, at Aaliyah Festival. Yeah, I'm really excited to see that one coming because my sisters are already planning to go there as well. Are already planning to, catch some of the fun as well on the festival itself. But I don't know about the tickets though. I heard that they are quite expensive this year. But nevertheless, I'm really happy that they came to Jakarta. And this song last week was on the 3rd position, so now it has climbed up 2 positions, making it the number 1 this week on Arden Flight 40. Congratulations once again, guys!
This is the number 1 track on Ardan Flight 40. Flight 40.
You're listening to 105.9 FM, Arden Radio, Arden Still Alive. That was Hooligan by BTS and some of that, just an add-up song. So really close up today's flight on Arden Flight 40 because it's been 4 hours and some of that I've successfully flown you around to the number 1 track this week on Arden Flight 40 chart on the 769th edition. And I'm really happy for today. Thank you so much for all of you that already came and board today's flight as well. And special shout out to my script writer / producer. We have Rizal / Steven right here. Thank you so much as well to our program director Dimasta, music director Awan Yuda, supervisor Guntur, sound designer Berlan and Jojo, studio crew Sonson, Fulki, and Rizal. And of course, we can't forget about the labels. We have Sony Music, Universal, and Warner in San Mudet. Thank you so much once again. And I'll see you on the next flight, which we are going to be flying at the same time next week on 11 a.m. until 3 p.m., bringing you only the coolest and loveliest track next week on Arden Flight 40. So I'll see you on the next flight. And after this one, you're going to be accompanied by Kifi and Yas with Indi Tuju. And we have a special performance coming up for you today, specially made and handcrafted for you as well. So until then, I wish you all to stay healthy, stay happy, and of course, stay cool and lovely. I'll see you guys next week. Bye-bye.
105.9